On everybody.
So stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you have severe pain in your stomach area. Tell your doctor your medical history. Taking Victoza with sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. The most common side effects are headache, nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting. Side effects can lead to dehydration.
Getting reelected and all this shit.
Surprised I haven't said, hey, he was working at the CIA over there.
He's got the scoop on
What's the
everybody,
big deal?
and that's the problem.
He was,
I just like,
Sarah,
what is Flynn up to?
I'm sure he's supposed to keep him
What's
confidential.
he doing these days?
She also built her
He's
own
just
party.
kind of like vanished into like the background. Where is he? What's he up
When
to?
it comes to mortgages, she's less confident. Fortunately, for
I'd
Sarah,
be
just
worried
like
about.
Quicken Loans. It's simple.
I'd be worried about Flynn if
Right.
I was the Hillary Obama.
Like simply understand fully mortgage confidently.
I'm gonna go for a walk. Okay, I'll take you for a walk.
I don't think he just retired to go fishing. Oh,
MS-13 motto is kill, rape,
this
and
is Central
control.
Iceland, Long Island.
That's their motto. So that should tell us enough about the kind of group that we confront. Our motto is going to be justice for victims and consequences for criminals.
So that was Attorney General Jeff Sessions, and it's a
He's got
crackdown
this
that is actually
weird
getting
kind of
results.
like wimpy,
Authorities
tough
just
way
announced
about
the
it. It's
arrests
really
of
bizarre.
39
It's like
MS-13
this
gang
kind of
members
like
in New York
Southern
in just the last
gentleman
month.
type.
Back now
like,
with us tonight, Congressman Peter
kind of
King.
mild
His own
mannered,
community in New York has experienced firsthand
he's
the
grown on me.
brutality of MS-13. Congressman, welcome back. Good to see you
He
again
has
this
such a
evening.
thick Southern accent
So
too.
give everybody a
Yeah,
sense
you know,
of the
it makes him
brutality that
sound
happened
kind of
at the
ignorant.
hands of MS-13 in your area.
What's going on?
These are the most brutal murders.
What's going on?
imaginable.
Where's your glove?
In the last year, there's been
Where's your glove,
17
Bodie?
murders
Where's your
in my
glove?
district alone.
Where's the glove?
25
Let me see the
weapons in my home.
Up there it is. He knows the word glove.
Young girls whose
Look.
faces are cut open.
He knows the word
whose
glove.
Eyes are gouged. They're chopped up with machetes.
Do you have his glove?
Their faces are almost cut off completely. Pictures are taken, videos are taken and sent to their families. And these are 14, 15-year-old, 16-year-old girls. And there's no real motive for these. This isn't even like any money involved. These are sadistic murderers for the sake of murder. And it's been going on, and I have to give the FBI, Homeland Security credit, the local police, but President Trump, I spoke to him back in April of this year. He pledged that he would do all he possibly could. Attorney General Sessions came to my district, to the Central Iceland Federal Courthouse, back on April 28th. He made a full commitment, Attorney General Sessions did. We're having a
MS-13.
hearing this Tuesday at the courthouse. I'll be chairing it. But again, I give the administration credit, but also the local police, Suffolk and Nassau County, and the FBI and Homeland Security. They're really working together, and the president is pledged to destroy ISIS. And that has sent a real message and a real vote of confidence to the local police and to the FBI and Homeland Security.
It's
Tremendous progress that's being made, and this is exactly what the administration said it wanted to do. While we were talking, Congressman, we do now have a release of the list that we spoke to you about prior, and it has been confirmed and now officially released. The names of 6 House Republicans whose names were on the list that were found in James Hodgkinson's van, and included on that list is Trent Franks from Arizona, who we spoke with a little while ago and who confirmed to us that he was part of an investigation. As he put it at the time, he was waiting for the official announcement to come out. Also, Scott DeJarlis of Tennessee, Trent Franks, as I said, Jim Jordan of Ohio, Mo Brooks of Alabama, Morgan Griffin of Virginia. Most of these people are members of the House Freedom Caucus. I can't say all of them are, but I know a lot of those names are. Your thoughts on the release of these names, sir?
Yeah, they are all members, as far as I know, of the Freedom Caucus, and it shows how vicious this is, that this person was actually singling people out. Now, listen, I've had differences to the Freedom Caucus, so I have no axe to grind here at all. They're great guys, though, great people, and the fact with the left-wing, right-wing, center, that he would take the time to actually come up with a list of names shows how
I got a list myself. Are you kidding me? It's not that difficult.
And
I got a list that's even longer.
Who's out there looking for it. So again, as we said before,
I got a dozen on my list to start with.
To take away this element of violence, we can have tough campaigning, tough politics, Doesn't have to get personal, doesn't have to get vicious.
I'm doing it remotely.
The physical level.
Yeah.
The way
I'm
it has
doing
too many
remote-
times when they're talking
remote.
about on college campuses,
Like-
town hall meetings, all of that.
mind
That just
control
creates a situation where the
for
next step
illness,
becomes what we saw.
dementia,
Just have
Just
a,
and
to
heart
be on the way out
brain
here, Jeff
aneurysm.
Duncan,
Aneurysm.
one of the
Quick.
individuals who Hodgkinson
Yeah.
asked, are these Republicans or Democrats who are playing on this field? So I can just imagine how chilling, knowing that his own name was on that
Really
list.
a shooting
Governor
headache.
Peter
and boom.
King, always good to see you. Thank you so much for being here
Well,
tonight.
thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
I'll let them
So tonight,
recover.
this
I'll let
is a
them
live
recover
look
for a
now at the
little while.
courthouse in Norristown, Pennsylvania, where a verdict could come at any moment.
Go
In the
through a little
Bill Cosby
rehab. and
sexual
then-
assault trial, a live
Give them
report
lightning bolt.
from Norristown right after this. You do all this research on a perfect car, then smash it into a
I
tree.
actually think
Insurance
somebody's actually
company
doing that to McCain and Pelosi and Maxine Waters.
A lot of court action today. A verdict
Yeah,
could come at
Pelosi,
any moment in the Bill
those two.
Cosby sexual assault trial. Rick Leventhal
Yeah.
out there
I
on
heard
Friday
great
evening when
letters
there's
out
usually a
of-
verdict night, Norristown,
I think it's,
Pennsylvania. Rick, what
I
can you
think
tell
it's
us?
Newt Gingrich's son wrote.
Martha, by our calculations, jury deliberations
He
have now
said
lasted
something
longer
like,
than the
uh,
entire
Little
week-long
Richard's
trial
son
and
once
Monday's
in a
closing
while.
arguments. We're at 50 hours and
I
counting.
said something
One
like,
court security officer told me the previous record for jury deliberations here at the Montgomery County Courthouse was 14 hours. Record or not, this has been a difficult week and a grind for all parties involved, including the defendant, Bill Cosby, who turns 80 next month, and his accuser, Andrea Constant, who's been in court every day, along with several other alleged victims and supporters. Constant is one of more than 60 women who claim Cosby drugged and then raped or molested them, but her case is the only one to result in criminal charges. And the jury is clearly divided, interrupting deliberations a dozen times, including asking for clarification on the terms reasonable doubt and without her knowledge, and for readback of testimony or depositions from Cosby, Constant, her mother, and police.
Probably fell earlier.
What more are they going to ask for? The closing arguments, the open arguments? You know, I think they have all the evidence now that they could ever want, and hopefully we can come to a finality on this some way, somehow.
The judges that, oh, no.
Yesterday,
Until you
the
find
judge
them
told the judge
guilty,
they were
you gotta
deadlocked, and he
keep
told them to go
thinking.
back to work, and they have, leading the defense to ask
You just
for a
kept
mistrial
voting until
for
we
the
found him
sixth
guilty.
time.
We wouldn't let them leave.
The jury is
So
still
everybody-
actively deliberating. There is no reason, well, more importantly, there is no case that has been cited to the court in support of terminating a trial while a jury is actively deliberating.
Martha, I don't think anyone thought we'd be here this long, and if there's no verdict tonight, deliberations will resume again tomorrow, Saturday, and yes, we will be here.
Stunning. Rick, thank you very much. So another big
Because the
court
judge
case making
isn't
headlines.
ready.
Well,
tonight.
maybe, it's like the
Massachusetts
jury's
teenager
going, hey, this is
convicted
Kush, man.
of
Like, yeah, let's just stay here for a few
involuntary
more days.
in the
Even
suicide
though, it's
of
just
her
like,
They got a
boyfriend.
jury and none of them have a job, so they're all like, hey, wait, nobody's got a life to get back to?
I don't
No,
have anything to go home. I got this, like, my family's always on my case. This is like a vacation to me, you know.
Okay,
I can order out, you know. I got like a nice hotel room.
Just go in a quiet parking lot or something.
We get
Watch
massages
Carter
for the
as the verdict
stress.
was read today.
This court, having reviewed the evidence and applied the law thereto, now finds you guilty on the indictment charging you with the involuntary manslaughter of the person Conrad Boyd III.
Mark Eiglarch, criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor, and Aaron
Looks
Poster,
like somebody.
defense attorney and political commentator. Gentlemen, I watched this verdict this morning, and when you read the text messages between these two teenagers, it is horrific.
This is teenage
I just want to put
bullshit,
one more up
man.
on the screen. When he was deliberating whether or not he should use a generator or a pump, and she says, well, in my opinion, I think you should do the generator because I don't know much about the pump, and with a generator, you can't fail.
What?
Mark.
What does that mean?
I will not
He was
at
trying
all
for
defend her
weeks to do
actions.
this.
They're abhorrent, they're horrible, and she deserves to be punished. The only issue, if I'm defending her, is what should be the appropriate penalty. You've got a 17-year-old girl who knows better, but whose frontal lobe is not fully formed.
Right.
It's the portion of the brain that governs reasons and judgment. And I would say to the judge, you can go up to 20 years. but you could also go down to probation if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Please consider that, Your
I
Honor.
could
No
run
priors,
probation.
an isolated scenario, a girl who's on antidepressants, who should have known better, but she's learned.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that was problematic in this conviction for her, Eric, is that later on, she sent another text message that said, "It's my fault. I could have stopped him." This is unbelievable, this case. Your thoughts?
They need to throw the book at her. This is a lesson for
Please.
everyone. If you encourage someone, not just encourage them, but tell them how to hurt
She said
themselves,
enough.
tell them how to kill themselves,
Mm-hmm.
you need to be held criminally responsible.
Kill
This young
himself.
man
Kill
had a
himself.
full life ahead of him, and not only did
Sounds
she
like he was
encourage
doing
him,
it every day,
she
and
told him
because she
how
said
to
one day,
do
I was like, oh,
She
and
told
if he
him
didn't
once
go
he
through
got out
it,
of the
he'd
car,
just been
that
going
he
on
did
about
the
calling
car.
himself
So,
a
I know, I mean, I don't know how much more she could have done if she had, we've been covering the Penn State case. I mean, you look at involuntary manslaughter, which is what the charge is here, and the charge is there. I mean, I don't know how much more effectively you can cause someone's death. She even, and recently, before that, she had taken the mother's phone number. She wanted the
calling
mom's
up
phone
saying you're
number.
gonna do it, you
Why
never
didn't
do
she
it.
reach out for help?
So either do it
Fuck,
or shut
Martha,
up.
I don't
Well,
disagree
she's only 17.
at
She's
all.
just-
Again,
she's
with
like,
what
you know,
she
she's
did
17.
being a criminal offense, the appellate court's
I
obviously
should
going
have
to
called
review it
suicide
and make sure
hotline,
that
tell the
it
mother
does
and get this
constitute
kid
a
off
crime.
my
But
back. He's always
Myself
threatening to kill
advocate just said
himself. Like, do
the book
something.
should be thrown at her. If he literally means she should get 20 years, he's insane. That's ridiculous. That's not justice. She should be punished.
If you encourage someone to kill themselves and
20 years,
actually put the
20 years.
gun to his head, yes, absolutely.
You said
when we have teenagers
17-year-old
telling
girl should go to
someone,
prison as an adult for 20 years.
absolutely,
That's what you're
she told him to kill himself, encouraged him to do it, and gave him the means
Of
to
course,
how
she's
she should.
responsible.
Because
I don't disagree
this
with
will send a message to other people.
not
don't
10
do this.
years, not 5 years.
So I understand. I mean, so Mark is arguing about the time that she should spend. I mean, are there mitigating circumstances in terms of her own mental health?
Of course there are. And I hope my advocate over there concedes that the fact that she has no priors, 20 years, the max should be reserved for those who have been around the system. Secondly, the fact that she's on antidepressants and that definitely affected her. The fact that this was an isolated incident in her life. 20 years, my friend, really? Do you really believe that?
The judge addressed the antidepressants, did not believe the doctor in his testimony, and this young lady not only encouraged him,
That's an
but
ass.
told him to get back in the car when he said he couldn't do it.
Sure.
Mark, this is not just encouragement. This is a person who actually participated fully.
Oh,
Gentlemen,
stop.
thank you very much.
Yes.
Before we let you go tonight, going back to our prior discussion about civility in this country, we leave you with this quote tonight from Ben Franklin, and also we've
Maybe one of
with
his kids
recent
will do
Pulitzer
something
Prize winner Peggy
stupid.
Noonan. She
You
said,
know, he's got to
yes.
deal with
I
it.
don't think she
I'd be
believes
worried
he
about
would do it.
karma
So,
guy.
as Ben
You
Franklin
know?
I don't think she actually
We'll have to
believes
hang
he was
together,
even
or we'll
doing
surely
it.
hang
I
together.
could, you know, I've
Hang
been there. It's like, just
Continue
fucking
as a
do it.
country.
Leave me
At the
alone,
very least, we
you
have
know?
to lower the political
tired of
temperature. It's on all of us more than
Go get
ever.
help.
To
They
lose
should be.
something.
How many times did she stop him?
even
Right.
charity and refuse.
How many times did she tell him not to do it?
Wise words
Yeah.
from Peggy Noonan. We want to know your stories. Tweet them to us at,
Because she
the
did.
story, FNC. Use the hashtag the story.
And how many women have you met that had boyfriends that were like little manipulative bitches like Barry? If you break up with me, I'm gonna kill you.
Other guys.
You know, especially.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. I'm Dana Perino, filling in tonight for Tucker.
Yeah.
There's new developments tonight in the attempted assassination of Republican lawmakers during a baseball practice Wednesday night. Federal law
What do you
enforcement
want,
officials have
Bodo?
confirmed
Get your
the
glove. Go get your
shooter
glove.
James
Go get your
Hodgson
glove. I'll play
carried
with
a
you.
list of Republican lawmakers' names
Go get your glove.
during the shooting.
Yeah, come on.
Meanwhile, the shooting has
Bring your
provoked violent
glove. Bring
rhetoric
your
from some on the American left.
Go get your glove.
After the shooting, Jim
Come on,
Devine,
Bo.
a Democratic strategist in New Jersey, tweeted
Bodie,
the following.
come on.
We are in a war with selfish, foolish, and narcissistic